New York and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Ebro in the morning, Laura Styles, Rosenberg, Big Boy, Sleepy Brown on the program.
That's the deal.
Dungeon Family Originals.
Yes, sir.
Are you guys now a group?
Yes. The Big Sleepover.
Just y'all?
Yes.
What's it called?
Big Sleepover.
The Big Sleepover.
Yeah, man.
Is the or no the?
It's no the, but we just said.
Oh, okay.
But it's Big Sleepover.
Big Sleepover.
Yeah. And why now? This is dope. This is amazing news. Why in 2019 did this happen?
Sir sleepeth and Lucius left foot.
Right.
I think because, well, to tell you the truth, I wasn't really ready. You know what I mean? Mentally. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of glad it took this long to do it because it's really more special to me, and I think it'll be really special to everybody else because we're kind of, with the music business and what's going on right now, the sound is a little slow, so it's good to bring dance back. You know
Listen to the new record they got with Ceelo, bruh. Bruh, I just saw Ceelo in L.A.
Yeah.
He was touring, his wife and all them tour together, and they do shows all over everywhere.
Right, yeah.
And he was very excited about everything that's happening.
It's good, man. It's just like we did like 13 songs. It's done, and that would just happen to be one of the first songs LA heard. It's like everything on there is something like.
Oh wow!
that.
So this is what L.A. Reed.
Yeah. Hitco was
Hitco.
My label, Purple Ribbon Hitco. Like I did a deal with LA where I own my masters, just like with Boomerverse. And, it's just Big Brother. He was just like, it's just time for you to, retain ownership of everything you do, so we partners.
Wow, so full circle almost.
Yeah.
Now, Sleepy, you said not being ready mentally. You had I remember when you put out a solo record.
Right.
This is when I was doing college radio, probably, 2000, something like that?
Yeah, Margarita and that Mr. Brown album,
Yeah.
Can't Wait and all that stuff. Yeah.
So were you not ready at that point?
I thought I was.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I was, tell you the truth, I calmed down a lot. I was a real wild boy back then. And my mind just went
So your name was Sleepy, but you were not sleepy at all.
Quite wild. I was awake for too many days consecutive.
Too many, man.
Needed some sleep.
Yes, sir. So, I got all my sleeping. So now I'm good.
And Big Boy, you just seem to keep I feel like it's over and over again with you, man. Like you the Fanagram project, your solo project, everything you've done. I don't know. It seems like you consistently surprise people over and over again, which doesn't seem to make sense.
I think this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? So, coming from being a teenage father in the group with Dre at age 16, 17, and kind of raising kids and building a family life. Now I'm empty nester now. All three of my kids in college, so I got more time to do everything else, you know what I mean?
Ooh,
and at the same time, yeah, man.
See, when you hear a parent says, I'm an empty nester, inside, they're crying.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But that's why he's finding joy now to deal with the tears.
Yeah, no, that's my wife crying. I'm like, okay, now the birds flew the coop, they good to go. She's like, well, maybe they could come back home. Hey, shit. No, they're good, man, they're good.
Well, and you're wearing the hat supporting your son right now. You obviously are very, very focused on what your kids are doing.
Yeah.
But now you get to focus on you from when it comes to day-to-day activities.
Yeah, man. Like, it's just, now we've been going to the studio maybe 7 days a week. Like, my wife does real estate and she finds joy in that. And, the house is so quiet now to where I can't just sit in there too long. I'm always a stank only. I always would organize noise and just kind of just cooking if we're not on the road. You know what I mean? Right. So, yeah, it's good, but it's a time of being super free.
Wait, hang on, Big Boy. Shawnee, you got a question you said?
Yeah, I was recently watching The Evolution of Hip Hop on Netflix, which just came out last week, right?
Right.
And I didn't know, based on public perception, it would seem like you guys, Outkast, brought out Sleepy Brown.
Right.
However, in the documentary, it shows that you were part of the production company that discovered Outkast.
Yes.
That's true, huh?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I was behind the scenes so much. Everybody didn't recognize or really saw me until I did So Fresh, So Clean. That was kind of the first thing. And then, from there, it was like the way you move. So a lot of people were like, did Big Boy bring you out or this? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, you could say that, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I started with Organized Noise, Right. Me, Rico, and Ray. We started in East Point and everything.
Were you in Society of Soul, too?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Big Rube. And, it was finally time for everybody to see who I was. So when they did, they were like, and they heard I was, do beats or was with organized noise. They're like, what? So you do more than just, so they thought I was like big boy homeboy. His older homeboy that he was looking out for. You know what I mean? So, what you is looking out for me now?
Now, we got to play some of them records because people forget, right?
Yeah,
and I want to get to the convo around people forgetting the amount of work that not only Outkast, but Organized Noise, and even y'all together, right?
Yeah,
how many hits, how many bona fide hits do y'all have together? I like the way you move.
Yes.
So fresh and so clean.
Absolutely.
Can't wait.
Margarita. So fresh, so clean. Crumbling Herb. It's just it's a lot.
Herb,
You know what I
Crumbling
mean?
Herb.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's first album.
Yeah.
That's first Outkast album.
Yeah. I mean, Players Ball.
Players
That was you on
You're the main vocal of the Players Ball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
And that was the Christmas song.
Yeah, it was a Christmas song. What's funny about it, when we were like working on the song, because the song was actually for another group, for Left Eye's group, Drip Drop, something like that.
Before
But
TLC.
The pre-TLC group.
Well, no. It
Or,
was
a group that she had under her.
yeah, she
Got
had
it.
on the wing. So when we walked in the studio, me and Rico walked in, we heard the beat, and he was like, man, we giving that to Outkast. Are you crazy? So then Ray was like, yo, I think we should kind of do like a little Curtis Mayfield on the hook. So it was Ray's idea for me to sing it like that. And so I just went in and did it, and then boom.
Were you already singing that high? Like, could you already get up like that?
Yeah, I kind of was because, my dad was in the band Brick, and that's the way they sung Dads and all that, ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Your dad, I did not know your dad was in Brick.
Yeah, Jimmy Brown played all the horns, the flute, saxophone. Yeah,
Wow.
my pop, so.
Yeah,
So you grew up singing at home.
Yeah, well, in the shower, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really confident to sing yet until I got, 18, 19. I thought, because my dad could sing his butt off, and I can't really sing like him, so. But when Ray did that, it kind of, I was like, okay, I can do this. You know what I mean?
Was your dad supportive of you singing?
Oh,
He was like, let's go,
He
let's
supported
go.
anything I do in music. He, I was staying with him for a while. And he used to play at this club, and he would bring all the equipment home, the keyboard, drum machine. So I was like around 17, 18, and I said to myself, okay, if I could sit here and mimic a song note from note, I know how to produce. So one of my favorite records at the time was Between the Sheets, Isley Brothers. So I sat there like 3 in the morning, playing all the parts, and I woke my dad up by 4:30. Said, listen to this. And he's like, all right, you going there. So he's always been supportive, always.
Now, Big Boy, you performed at the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
I said I thought it was trash. I hated it.
The Super Bowl.
I just hated you perform. I didn't want anybody, me personally, I just wanted everybody to F the NFL, fuck that, we hip-hop, we together, stand with Cap and all that. Killer Mike came by, and I heard some other perspectives on it because there was also the fact that Atlanta, it was an opportunity to show black business, black mayor, create jobs, all these other things, and you participating there, putting on for the city. I heard it. I didn't love it. Even like right now, I don't like the whole Jay-Z NFL shit. I get it. I don't like it. From the backlash, how did you feel? Did you even care?
No, I ain't getting. I mean, the backlash, I ain't feel shit. I made the decision to do it because, for one, you have to be a free thinker, for one. Okay, so me, I would never do anything to jeopardize integrity, legacy, or anything like that. So when you say protest, when Rosa Parks boycotted the buses, nobody rode the bus. But, with the NFL protest, it's like people say they protesting, but at the same time, it's selective protest. So you got people playing fantasy football. You're not supposed to be doing that.
That's right.
People gambling on the games. You're not supposed to be doing that. People going to the games. How you gonna protest and you still participating?
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Keep going. People playing in the league.
Yeah, period. So, like I said before, if Julian Edelman was the only motherfucker out there running routes, and there was no black players on the field, ain't nowhere in the hell I would have performed at the Super Bowl. But the city was there, everybody was there, and you can't just pick and choose and be selective. Either you all in or you all out. And I'm an extremist, so I'm gonna think for myself, and I'm gonna do what I know I want to do and do what's right for me and my people.
Well, it sounds like you also know it would have been fraudulent for you to protest when you were watching the NFL and still supporting the product.
I mean, I was on Instagram Live and watching football every week.
So then to be like, I'm not going to play the Super Bowl.
My son plays football. You know what I'm saying? My kids, I'm my kid's hero. For his dad to perform at the Super Bowl, that was some cool shit. But if it was a protest, a real deal protest like we like this, then I'm not there. You know what I mean? But you can't and do it protest when it's convenient for you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm against police brutality. I'm against all that shit. I made a song. Me and Killer Mike made a song, Rabbit's Revenge. I ain't hear nobody push play on that motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? We actually spoke on Sandra Bland and Tamir Rice and everybody. You know, we hey, look, that was way 8 months before that. Tom Morello called us to do the record. And we like, every time something would happen, we'd be like, it's another one. It's another one. I just saw something yesterday. Byron Lee, a guy in Las Vegas, they cut the body cam off. Yep. They still killing us. They still doing it. What we gonna do?
I'll say this, through all of it, going all the way back to civil rights and even before, the one consistent thing that hasn't stopped, and this is when Martin Luther King was here with us, when Malcolm X was with us, right? Marcus Garvey. They keep killing us the whole time.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean,
right? Through all of it, through all the protests.
Yeah.
Through all the time. And that's why, as you sit back and you think about it, while I hate, like I said, I hate the fact that this Jay-Z and NFL thing has to align that way, I understand it. Because for policy change and for culture change and for creating a revenue model that's sustainable and not having to go around and ask for donations and all of that all the time. I get it. And it took me a second to get why it was important for Atlanta. I didn't get it at first. I hated it.
Yeah, it was cool, man. But like, everybody got their opinion. But for me, I think, because everybody's like, well, you didn't get the backlash everybody else got. That's because I'm in the community doing things all the time. I'm for the kids in the community. I got the Big Kids Foundation. I do stuff around the city in Atlanta. People see me in the streets of Atlanta, molding the minds of young kids, as well as speaking up for our people, going back into the gentrified neighborhoods and buying back our property. You know what I'm saying, and renting back out to our people. So. I'm
you doing work.
Absolutely, and been doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's been
what is the
25
Big Kids
years.
Foundation?
The Big Kids Foundation, a foundation I started maybe 11 years ago, and it's about molding the minds of young kids, you know what I'm saying, early. So we got arts programs, travel programs. We take kids outside of Atlanta just so they can see that the world is bigger than their city or just their block where they're from, you know what I mean? Because when we first started, we caught an airplane. I think the first place we went was like D.C. And we just got a chance to be like, wow, the world is so big, you this big in this world, like, so you can't just be so short-sighted and thinking, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to show kids that early, because I was like maybe 17, 18 before I started traveling like that. So you catch them early and you broaden their horizons, and that's what we do.
Source Awards.
Yep.
Y'all win the award.
Yep.
Outkast.
Yep.
South got something to say, which a lot of people from the generation right now and even a step before that look to that moment as the time in history in the South where it was like, we gonna tell our story, we're gonna speak for ourselves, and we're gonna rally around one another and support whether it's Atlanta or anything coming out of the South.
Right.
Do you agree with that assessment?
At those particular Source Awards, it was like we was happy to be there. You know what I mean? It's we had trained so hard. These guys put us through the ringer to be top tier MCs. I mean, having us run around the neighborhood reciting our verses for breath control. They trained us. You know what I mean? So now, even to this day, in our live performances, ain't nobody rapping over the words. We sound like the record because we were trained that way. And we wanted to be respected as MCs. And, when they booed us, it was almost like, God damn, like, what? We was just sitting there to see the West Coast take shots at the East Coast. We was like this, in the middle like that. And then we win, and everybody like, ah. And that's when Dre, he got emotional. He was like, the South got something to say. And what that did was, like, it just really did put jumper cables on the whole situation, because we was at that point, we was like, oh, we finna show these motherfuckers. For sure. If we ain't already showed you, and we went back, and that's when we started working on ATLians, the album after that.
So then you make a few masterpieces in a row, and then become just one of the biggest groups ever in music with the double album. And now Atlanta has basically been the foremost city for hip hop for the last 20 years.
Gangsta.
Wow.
I mean, if you really think about it, I say,
That's hard.
what?
20?
Pretty much. I mean, that's giving 5 years after that happened, 6 years. Yeah, early 2000s. I mean,
We went,
yeah.
What's Speak About Is Love Below? We went diamond
in 02,
03.
03?
Yeah.
So
even if you want to go,
16, about 15 years.
yeah,
I mean,
so if you want to go as late as that, but I mean, certainly the last 2-3 generations sort of hip hop, the main people have been, you know, and so many other people. And you know, it's all
I think if anything, whether you agree or disagree with that statement, consistency for sure.
Yeah, consistency. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
and it makes sense. I mean, when you really think about the importance culturally as a black city in America, what Atlanta stands for, it makes sense that it would be so incredible for black music.
It's dope, man.
Yeah, Atlanta is a melting pot, so we always love New York, California, you know, everywhere. And so we just, you know, we got that melting pot, you just come up with some good gumbo.
And the influence, and every time we talk to the big artists from Atlanta, very often their influences are from everywhere.
Right.
I mean, that's one of the things that I think. I mean, who was your guys, you and Andre's biggest influences when you were first starting?
NWA,
Yes, sir.
Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul. We love the whole Hieroglyphics crew. Eric B. and Rakim. Then it was like Bob Marley, the Isley Brothers, Prince, Michael Jackson, everything. We were influenced by everything, you know what I mean? Because there was no boundaries to what we listened to. So now what we create is free flowing. We can do what we want to do, you know what I mean? We're music lovers. So yeah, that's why you say, okay, 25 years, I'm still doing it, like, because I love music.
Well, I was gonna say, man, Outkast, one of my favorite groups all time,
Appreciate it.
because it was more than just how dope the MCs were.
Yeah.
Right, the
There was
music.
an emphasis on music.
Yes, yeah.
And musicality.
Yes, yes,
Right?
yes.
And I even point to the city of Atlanta with that, right? Because, you know, a lot of times we argue here in New York about production and who's doing the beats and who's
Right,
doing this and doing that. And a lot of artists here in New York aren't around the music people. They're around the hip hop people,
Right.
but they're not talking to the bass players
Yeah.
and the drummers and the
Yeah,
keyboard
yeah,
players and the singers and songwriters.
Right.
And they try, people often in New York, and I get this argument all the time, y'all try to act like hip hop is not a part of the music community.
Right,
Or
right.
that rappers aren't using their vocal instrument to actually, you know, make people feel an emotion. And that's
real.
why the shit doesn't sound as dynamic as it could or should.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
If you create an art or being a musician, then you should use all aspects of music. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you said, perfect point. Like the bass player, the keyboard player, the drummers, the horn player, the background singers. Like when you get in and you cook up with these people, that's when you create, organically create a sound that's not just programmed in a machine that just A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. You can go off and do other stuff. And then it influences you, I mean, your writing because you're not stuck in one pattern. You know what I'm saying? You can go off and just kind of just really be the best you, man. Yeah.
Your name was trending this week because of the Earthgang. Shout out to the Earthgang from
Yeah,
Atlanta,
for sure.
Dreamville,
But
amazing.
again,
Yes, sir.
but again, stupid press off this shit.
What?
Yeah.
And they're phenomenal. By the way,
Yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah, for sure.
Basically, it was said that Earthgang is like Outkast with two Andre 3000s.
Yeah.
The internet took it as complete disrespect towards you.
You talking about what that white bitch had said? What my son had told me?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't know, man.
You,
I
it
didn't know.
didn't really affect. You just knew it was trending.
Yeah, my son thought something had happened to me. You know what I mean? And he was like, "You're trending on Twitter." And I was just like, "Oh, what's going on?" He was like,
That's gotta be interesting. Out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere, because I'm on my way up here. And he was like, "What's going on?" It's like, "Well, some white bitch had said something about you on Twitter," and I was like, "What is
Okay.
it?" Yeah, okay. And so when I got up here, I was like, I saw all the stuff, and I was like, "Oh, that's funny." Yeah, but I mean,
But in your mind, right? Andre 3000 gets a lot of praise for his lyrics, but you are always right there with the bars. What do you, in your mind, why do you think it is people look past Big Boy?
They don't look past. They don't. People know. Those who know, they know. You know what I mean? It's, I guess if you into this new generation and you just got turned. If you know Hey Ya and the way you move as our first songs, then you already lost.
Got
You
it.
feel me?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? So you got to go to the real deal fans and people who know, and then you just got to just pull it up, man. Pull it up. Any feature, any album, like we've been doing this, and we're gonna keep doing it. This new,
But you know,
new
and I'm
record.
gonna say this: the same thing happened to Phife Dawg too, by the way, right? In Tribe Called Quest, people would say that Phife Dawg standing next to Tip wasn't a stellar MC.
Yeah,
Because
and-
Tip was so dynamic. But that wasn't the case. Phife was dope too.
Yeah.
It's just that both of y'all so dope that people pick a side.
Yeah,
That's how I see it.
sometimes people do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like you got to write your own story, and everybody knows Sir Lucius L. I don't play when it comes to this microphone. You know what I mean?
That is a fact.
Sir
All you gotta
That
do
is a
yeah.
fact. What you just said was a
Cooler
fact.
than a polar bear's toenail.
Yeah, man.
sir, yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if it's human nature or something to kind of be like, oh, okay, we're like peanut butter and jelly. It's like the sun and the moon, deadly apart, together, magical, unstoppable.
Right.
I mean, because it's two brains. You know what I'm saying? No one man is more heavier than the sums of one of the group. There's only one Outkast. There won't ever be one Outkast. And when we get together, that's what we are. And when we're separate, you're going to get Sir Lucius L left foot. The L stand for lavender because the ladies like to put lip gloss on my lapel. The God MC, Daddy Fat Sacks, Hot Tub Tony, Sucker Friend Still Bubbling. Just Google my name and you pull up
Hot
any
Tub
feature.
Tony, I missed
You know,
Hot
I know,
Tub
me
Tony.
too. I've never known. First time I met Hot Tub Tony.
Oh,
never met him.
yeah.
Never
He's
met
here.
him.
He's here. Sucker Friend
you're
Still
true. Hot
Bubbling.
Tub.
Yeah.
Hot Tub's crazy. I never met
Yeah,
him. Now,
yeah.
would you say, I just had this thought,
Sucker
honestly.
Free is still bubbling.
I've had some of this thought before, but it really never got as clear as it is to me right now. Could you argue, and I won't necessarily put you in the position to answer, but for everyone else in the room, could you argue, and Tribe Called Quest is my favorite rap group of all time, right? Could you argue that in some ways Outkast was like the perfected, bigger, massive Tribe Called Quest?
You could.
Like, in terms of the role they each play, Q-Tip was the, abstract, and Andre is the abstract. Phife Dawg was the sports-loving, regular, kind of everyman, big.
Yeah,
you guys have,
that's well put.
but musically, rap skills-wise, and ultimately crossover success.
Yo, Q-Tip's gonna call your phone.
Oh my
so
God,
fast.
Tip, don't call me. You're my favorite rap. You're my favorite of all time.
man.
Don't call me Tip.
No, I definitely don't agree with that.
Okay.
Tribe Called Quest is a Tribe Called Quest. We on some Jedi rap shit over here. Don't let the style of the clothes and the outer appearance fool you on what's going on in the inside of the mind. You just got to listen to what I say. A lot of stuff, when I rhyme, I had to really kind of pull back because the shit be going over people's head. People still discovering shit I said now 15 years ago. I don't put it just plain in your face, you know what I mean? And I guess that was a scholar in me, you know what I mean? I graduated with a 3.68 with honors, you know. So I'm a smart guy. So
You ain't gonna catch it all.
yeah, you ain't gonna catch it
And
all.
I definitely did not.
So I just not started to kind of, because I realized how slow the public was to some extent. Not everybody, but I think the graduation rate in the United States is super low right now. That's right. People speak before they even know what they're talking about.
And for the record, some people like me graduated and are still stupid. So
No, not even that, but it's perception. You know what I'm saying? It's like not even playing a role, but if you go back and you listen and you read the liner notes, we put the lyrics in all of the albums, man. I mean, people know, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but everybody, you know, they pick and choose. But right now, at this point, I think we did Outkast from what, 93 to 2000, what?
3,
4,
10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, with Idlewild.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So I've been solo about the same amount of time that I've been in the group. Sir Lucius Left Foot, Son of Chico Dusty, Vicious Lies and Dangerous Rumors, Big Grams with Fanagram, Boomerverse.
Yo, that Fanagram album is
Yeah,
fire.
absolutely.
Fire.
Yeah, and now the big Sleepover. Just push play, man. Everybody know, man.
Yes, sir.
Everybody know.
Yeah, no,
I love it.
And it just dawned on me, it's so convenient. Your son goes to Oregon, O for Outkast.
It's
you can rock the
destined.
O. It
yo,
all,
that's
and it's
crazy.
full circle. You understand what I'm saying?
that's crazy.
I'm blessed and highly flavored. Thank you, Lord. You know, so when things happen, it just happens for good people, man. And my thing is, I'm about uplifting people, making people think, making people dance, and spreading positive energy on this wicked ass planet, because the world is wicked. You know, they get us focused on one thing, and we take the eye off the ball on something else, and you know they try to keep us divided. But people, y'all got to start kind of seeing through that, and then we got to come together. We're not as divided as they would want you to think we are. You know what I mean?
You mean like how they have us all divided over football right now?
Facts.
Right.
And if we divided over football, but the people in the Bahamas don't have a place. That look like
They ain't have a place to
nuclear
live.
bomb hit that
Exactly.
thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So in these man-made or natural disasters, I don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know.
Well, we do know that our contribution to the environment has created a circumstance where things are much more drastic and extreme than they were in the past. We know that too.
I mean, well, I'm not a scientist. I don't.
Yo, but you Hot Tub Tony.
Yeah. Hot Tub Tony doesn't know that.
Yeah, I mean,
You son of Chico Dusty.
Yeah, but I mean, I ain't never looked in the microscope about no climate change. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, you got to look at a telescope. If you look at a microscope, you ain't gonna see shit.
I mean, my telescope, you look at the sky microscope, you looking at the ground. Hey, man, I don't
Listen,
know.
the L stands for lavender.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Hot Tub Tony.
That's right. Big Sleepover. What's this first single that
Intentions features Ceelo Green.
Listen, man.
Glad you dig it, brother.
Yeah. Glad
The
you did
beat
it.
is the drum sounds is
Sound like Cold Blood.
How about you stop this terrible description? We play
Hey,
it. How about that? Let's play it.
Sorry. Give it up one
Appreciate it,
time,
brother.
man. Big Sleepover. Sleep around.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Yeah.